Did you know that Napoleon Bonaparte, the guy who conquered most of Europe, was once defeated by rabbits? No, this isn't a joke. It's a true story. And it's one of my favorite history hot tips. In the early 1800s, Napoleon was hanging out at his country estate near Paris, and you know how you can tell it's gonna be an absolutely wild time. He decided to organize a rabbit hunt for his exhausted troops. His staff gathered up hundreds of rabbits, put them in some nets, and brought them out into the fields. They figured they'd have a nice little afternoon of shooting these little guys, and then they could have a nice dinner of rabbit stew. But there was one teeny tiny problem. These weren't wild rabbits. Oh no, these were tame farm rabbits. And farm rabbits are a little different than their wild cousins. See, these rabbits were used to being fed by humans. And when they got hungry, they would march right up to the farmhouse and demand food. Because in their minds, humans are like, hey, you're a big, strong guy. You're like a dog or something. Fetch me some carrots, would ya? So when the rabbit herders came out to the field to release the bunnies, they opened up the cages and they just kind of stood there. And the rabbits were like, hey, where's our dinner? And the herders were like, over there, so the rabbits took off running. Not running, actually charging toward the unsuspecting herders, thinking they were bringing them food. Dozens of these fluffy little psychopaths swarmed Napoleon. They climbed up his legs. They got inside his carriage. They were everywhere. The great general couldn't believe his eyes. He had literally been defeated by rabbits. There was nothing to do. He had to flee. Now, to be fair, Napoleon wasn't the kind of guy to get down on his hands and knees and fight a bunch of bunnies. He left the rabbit-filled carriage and went to find his horse so he could ride off. And who can blame him? Napoleon was a conqueror, not a rabbit murderer. He didn't have time to mess around with those fluffy little killers. He'd rather lose a battle than dirty his hands. And that is exactly what happened. One of the greatest military minds in history was defeated not by a smarter, more cunning enemy, but by a bunch of adorable rabbits. So yeah, Napoleon met his most adorable army and lost. Follow Factstorm for more unbelievable moments from real history.